is, and I'm truly, truly grateful to you. Some of you are in the book, in the acknowledgements. I'm not sure I managed to cram you all in, because it's over a period of time, but thank you very much for helping me on my journey, because it has been an extraordinary journey, and it's had some great highs, and it's had some very, very deep lows on it, and that's what really inspired me to write the book, was to get the message out to everybody, because mental health is a massive problem for people. And it's not talked about, it's not an issue that people really understand, and actually a lot of the work in the book is all around mental health. There was supposed to be something in mind here, but I don't think they're here, so there should have been literature out and whatever, but I assume they weren't able to make it. But throughout my life I've had anxiety, I would say, and I said in the book, really from birth it felt that I had anxiety, and that, you know, I was born an unexpected twin, an unplanned twin, I believe, as well, with my lovely sister Helen, you know, and, you know, poor old mum, you know, being told there was another one there, you know, I think that's probably going to be a bit of a problem for anybody, really. You know, so not surprising there was anxiety.
What about your dad?
Dad, okay, sorry Dad. I was going to forget somebody, wasn't I? So, you know, that anxiety really was me, you know, sort of hiding through life a lot of the time as well. Through my anxiety, not really wanting to do something. I have to say, I did really hide behind Helen for a lot of the time. On it, not really having the confidence to be me. And that's very common, because actually, you know, there's a lot of issues around confidence with kids these days. In fact, I've met a 14-year-old at my friend's house the other day, and you know, the first conversation was about anxiety. I don't know why. And she's, you know, she's straight on Facebook looking me up, going, "I'm an author, she wants to buy the book," and I go, "Oh, I don't know." But you know, just the fact that I said I had anxiety, it resonated with her straight away. But I think people don't necessarily understand what it is and what issues that people have around it. But I have had an extraordinary story in the fact that I was born with a heart complaint. And as was Helen, and you've still got yours, have you not? But I haven't. You know, so you know, in my 30s when it was investigated, it is actually no longer there. So I haven't been under any medication or any issues for a long time. I no longer have asthma as well. I no longer have high blood pressure. I also had chronic pain syndrome as well, and I didn't work for 2 years. And that was really a time when, you know, where's Liz? Liz down here, okay. It's the first healer who works for me, isn't it? Yeah? Yeah, you helped me massively. And Liz is the lady who got me into holistic medicine. And, you know, it took me along to Susan to have cranial sacral therapy, because I'd had a fall. That was when I was about 24, and I was working at Heathrow Airport as I was a catering manager, and it wasn't anything. I was a catering manager for a business centre. And I'd sent all my staff home on Christmas Day, so that's a nice thing, no, Christmas Eve, and that was a nice thing to do. I was throwing some rubbish into a compactor and fell, not very far, but twisted my pelvis quite badly. And, you know, really that then led to me having, I did actually work for, I think, a month after that with a twisted pelvis, because nobody really pointed out to me that I wasn't actually walking straight. Eventually when I went to the doctor, I went, "I can't walk anymore, can't work anymore," and he was like, "You're not working, are you?" I was like, well, because I was too conscientious, just kept going. So I was predicted by the National Health Service to only have 70% of my function for life, which clearly isn't true. Okay? So you can shift and change anything within your body if you want to. We are all energy, and you can shift it. And it is about changing this, because actually, what I didn't realise until I, you know, got into neurolinguistic programming, timeline therapy, hypnotherapy, emotional intake, Reiki, all the different things that I do, with a lot of the ladies in the room, some people who I trained with in here, that actually I was creating it myself. I know it sounds a bit silly, but actually I was creating that ill health myself, and I didn't realise that that's what I was doing. And I now have a viewpoint that actually if you're negative in here, you're actually creating illness within the body. And it's about shifting and changing what you're saying in here to make it positive will actually make a positive change to your body. Because the depression that I had, you know, through having chronic pain syndrome, I then overcame that issue, and still I went back to work full time, still had, you know, chronic pain syndrome, working through it. And when I worked at the college as a teacher trainer for 7 years, I was still in pain there, but still just kept going. I was observing lessons, kind of enjoying the job. It was quite stressful. But when I got into my, I was two different people when I was at the college. And that's part of the thing as well, it's about being authentic. So at the college I was like, I look very different to this. I don't know anybody, I was wearing, sort of corporate suits, black and white trouser suits, whatever. I mean, nobody in here has ever seen me in trouser suit, I don't think. But looked really different, very different sort of environment. But at work that's who I was, but at home I was much more relaxed and in different type of clothing, and, and having completely different beliefs. And I certainly didn't tell anybody at college that I was doing Reiki or any of the mindset things, really, because it was like poo-pooed about, that's a bit weird, that's a bit silly, etc. Except, I have to tell you, the principal secretary was a spiritual minister. I just didn't realise. But, so I had to keep that a bit hush-hush at the time, so I discovered it because people would tell me on things. So it's been a massive journey, and when I came into business, I thought I was going to be okay with business, actually, and initially I was. There wasn't actually a problem at all. I was quite happily, playing with whether I was doing hypnotherapy or Reiki or, etc. But other things hit my family and hit the family, really, I suppose. So various different things, and the fact that I got into the wealth lessons of life, of not really being very good at numbers in business, which I have to tell you, if there's anybody in here who's actually not good at the figures and they're anxious about the figures, then come and see me about that anxiety, get the anxiety down, so you'll then be able to do figures, even if you've still got an accountant or a bookkeeper working with you, and a financial planner. Because if you don't look at the figures, I can tell you now that you will not have good health and you will not have the wealth that you want in life. That's something that you have to take responsibility for. And it is a journey of what you have to go through to do things. So, oh God, I was about to say something, it's gone. Clearly I wasn't meant to say it. Okay. That's just gone. Okay, so it was very much a journey of within business of meeting different people. Actually, I didn't know how to network. And I was, in my mind, because I was so scared about money and not having enough money, and actually because I was realising, what redundancy money I had gone, and my husband wasn't earning money, and there was a real, probably getting more and more anxious about it. I wasn't able to move forward with things, and it was causing a big problem. And that's because I was living from a scarcity mindset, that there wasn't enough in business. So when I was out networking, actually I was coming across as trying to get clients, rather than actually connecting people, helping people, understanding which way I go. And I have much more of a strategy about that now, and that's why I teach that to people now, about how to do it, because I've been through the journey of not knowing how to do it. Because what happens with a lot of the people who've been trained within different therapies is you might be a nutritionist, but actually you've not been given the proper business experience, the business expertise about how to network, etc., to be able to get yourself out there, and the confidence isn't there as part of it. It's not taught. And the aim of Are You Worth It is actually I want to sell it into the training schools before the students leave the training schools, whether Reiki masters, reflexology schools, nutritionists, osteopaths, etc., to make sure that actually people don't have the experience I had when I came to business of just the extreme anxiety, which actually you will read in the book that I actually got to almost the end of the line in my life because I was just so anxious. Because what happened was my money ran out. I hadn't dealt with a miscarriage that I'd had. I hadn't dealt with failed IVF attempts. I didn't deal with my mum's death very well. Unfortunately, my cat died the same week as mum died. My sister-in-law died, and eventually my husband left me. So there was a whole series in 18 months of extreme loss. And if you've already had loss in the past, it is actually accumulating in your body, and that will bring anybody down, really. But what's the good thing is that you can learn how to get out of it quickly, and that's what I've learned how to do, and how to shift and change that emotion in the body and actually learn to do it differently. I didn't use antidepressants. I did actually. She's not here actually today, but I decided I was going to have medication, and I came home one day. I was used to see the doctor on the Monday, and on the Friday there was a book stuck in my letterbox from a friend who'd never actually ever sent me anything in the post before, who's a homeopath, and it was Cracked Why Psychiatrists Do More Harm Than Good. Read the book and walked into the doctor and went, I can't take any medication. And I think that was kind of part of the journey to show people how to do it naturally as part of it. So I did lose a lot of money in business, and that's just one of those things. And you know, I'm very, very thankful of my family who've come to rescue me, and my, you know, and lovely friends and whatever to help me. Because also it's about collaborating business, and actually because I was such a loner, I was actually propelling people away from me and not actually receiving help. And you have to be a giver and a receiver, and I've had to learn how to receive big time on different things, and that's one thing which I wasn't even aware that I wasn't even doing, to be honest. I was just so used to being a giver. So I'm now in happiness, a style of life, okay, and changing things, changing my energy, changing things which are actually going on. And you know, it is my absolute wish that all of you just love everybody, you know, because you know, the lovely love game that is in my book that you can play if you come to Are You Worth It? And this Claire's helped me very much with doing that. That's my love game. There we go, it's in there. It's all about understanding your journey in life. And then, you know, understanding that actually the more that we help each other, the more that we love each other, the more that actually we have a nicer life. Funny that. And it's a much more peaceful life as part of it. And by understanding who you are, you can actually be who you're meant to be. Because we all think that maybe we're not worth it, we don't feel good enough to actually be who we want to be. And we can be. You know, exactly who we are. We're perfect, exactly as we are. And it's only the fact that we're saying things in here. I had some very, very, very faulty programming. You know? It was just things which I'd picked up along the way and actually didn't even realise it was there. And even now I still pay attention going, what was that about? What's actually going on in my head? Why is that an issue? And interesting, just literally only a couple of weeks ago, I realised I was playing little things saying in my head going, nobody's going to understand, nobody really understands what I do, really, do they? They don't really understand it when the book comes out. Well, the book's out now, so if you want so there you go, there's programming for you. So really just have, you know, great time networking, you know, do some business while you're here, you know, make great collaborations, great friends. There's so many people saying I can't possibly thank everybody, so I'll just thank all of you. And just really, you know, have great life and great businesses for all of you who are in business, and those of you who are family, thank you very much for supporting me and looking after me and loving me, because I really appreciate that, and probably never said it enough, really, because I really feel it was an easy thing to say, but I do know. Okay. So thank you, and you are all worth it.